Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In this update, we're going to check out on those price charts, see what's happening in the short term. But before that, real quick, I want to talk about this important news. And on the surface, I'm willing to bet a lot of people are going to ignore these types of news and events. But I do think we should talk about it just a little bit so we can have a better understanding what is actually Ondo doing in here. So basically, what Ondo is not doing in here is ask the SEC to change the rules for approve something new. No, instead, they are submitting what is called a no action request, basically asking if we run, for example, this specific model, will you allow it without taking enforcement action? And that's like the big difference because it means that they are trying to build inside the current ecosystem, not outside of it. And the core idea here is quite simple. Basically, Ondo wants to add a limited on-chain layer to its existing products without touching the legal structure. The actual stocks, custody, and also official records are going to stay where they are, but certain parts like, for example, collateral tracking, minting, redemption, and also internal accounting are going to get mirrored on chain using Ethereum. And from a technical POV, okay, this I do think improves efficiency without changing ownership or investor protections. And this approach actually matters quite a bit because it's going to solve a real problem. You see, most crypto projects, when they are dealing with these types of situations, they are actually mainly trying to replace the whole system, which is going to create regulatory risk. But Ondo here is doing the opposite. They are keeping the traditional framework and only improving the operational layer. And we are talking about things like, for example, faster reconciliation, better transparency on collateral, and also a smoother creation slash redemption cycles if they go through with this update. And I do fully understand these are not like fancy flashy stuff. No, however, these are actually exactly to the T what institutions care about. And if this model gets accepted, it's very important to understand that it is also going to most likely create like a clear path for using public blockchains in regulated markets without waiting for new laws. And that is going to lower uncertainty and it's going to make it a whole lot easier for larger players to participate in the game, which is awesome. And for Ondo, as the pioneer in this field, I do think they are going to attract a whole lot more adoption institutional wise. So overall, this was, I think, sort of kind of an interesting news that I wanted to talk about. And I do think if you care about fundamentals, you should definitely pay much more attention to these types of news. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what's happening in like very short term and what might be the next likely move. Okay, here we are. And if you remember the last time that we talked about Ondo, I believe we were specifically right around this area. And the idea was that there's a very good chance we are having a correction structure in here. And after this is over, we are most likely going to get yet another move on the upside. And as you can see, we actually started going down from this point, but now once more in Ondo, we are getting a bounce back. Why am I saying once more we are getting one? Because just look at how many times we reacted to this level right in here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 times we are touching this area, and every single time we are getting some sort of a reaction from it. And if you are a regular viewer of the channel, at this point you're gonna say, well, okay, clearly this is a bit of a support area, but it's gonna be a weak support since we touched it way too many times, right? Yep, you are absolutely correct. However, may I suggest also consider Elliott's waves in your analysis, because Elliott suggests that if you are having a bit of a slow and choppy move on the downside, which means between your pullbacks, you're just going to have a lot of overlapping of the waves, and also relative to its previous move up, this is going to be a bit of a time consuming move on the downside. Okay, odds are this is actually a bit of a bullish setup and you are dealing with a correction. And after this thing is over, what's gonna happen next? You know it, another good move on the upside. And if I just go on live chart, okay, let's just measure this move from, excuse me, where is it, this high to about the current point. So far this has taken us about 1400 candlesticks, about 50 god awful 7 long days. On the other hand, pay attention to this move up in Ondo from the lows about 21 cents area. This only happened in about 9.5 days. Meaning what? odds are relative to this move. In this phase down, we are dealing with a correction structure, and this is essentially a bit of a ranging pattern right in here. Now, here's a very important point. In Ondo, I'm actually expecting one way or the other a good move up in order to get a break out of this ranging pattern. And at that point, the bare minimum target, well, you know it, right? Excuse me. Naturally, it's going to be the height of our range from this point to about here. And let's put this thing at our breaking point. This is giving you about a 35 cents under, which in the short term, it's definitely not that bad. But who's to say that from the current point exactly we're going to get a move up? I'm trying to tell you, we may very well have, maybe from here, one more move down in order to clear the lows and gather all the liquidity under here. And then, yep, that will be the time to have a very strong bounce and have the move up that I'm talking about. Why am I saying gather the liquidity under the lows? Because this is usually what's going on. You see, let's just go around here. If you are having a couple of lows quite close together, normally around the lows, a lot of stupid short-term traders are going to open some long positions, and most of them, not all of them, but most of them do end up putting their stop losses under the lows in here. And unfortunately, the price action is not really kind to those guys because it has a tendency to go down first, destroy those people, hit their stop losses, make them cry maybe a little bit, and then guess what? It's actually going to do exactly what those guys expected, but unfortunately during this process those traders got their stop loss hit. So the reason that I'm saying we may see a move down first is just because of that. Okay, I'm willing to bet there are some decent liquidities under the low. So again, if we get another move down, I'm not really going to be surprised. And number two, I'm still going to count on a bit of a move on the upside in Ondo. And as long as I'm not proven otherwise, I am fully going to stick with this scenario. Having said this, though, just having a move up doesn't necessarily mean that we should be bullish. You see, Elliott also suggests if you want to be bullish and you want to call this point, for example, your final low, then okay, you have to be able to find off of the lows a 5-wave up. Now, in terms of the sub waves, we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for our corrections, for wave 2 and 4, we can consider different possibilities. Let's say, sure, ABC for wave 4 and maybe like a double exploit structure into wave 2. Also, this specific scenario is called an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, this wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. So if we have something like this from the recent lowest low in Ondo, fair enough, we are allowed to be bullish. But unfortunately, I do not believe that we have that. And if I just zoom in a bit more, you can clearly see that most likely, again, I'm not going to say with absolute certainty because honestly, there is no certainty in any market. So let's just say this. Most likely, this is just a 3-wave movement, either an ABC or in this case, maybe like a WXY. The point is most likely we are dealing with a correction structure on the upside. And although this correction may continue, and according to my primary scenario, it is actually most likely going to continue, but then probably again this is going to be it, just a corrective movement, and from here maybe we're gonna have a bit of a strong move on the downside. But for now, let's not really talk about this move down, let's focus on this move up, and as long as we're not proven otherwise, let's be a little bit optimistic in the short term and count on from the current point something like a 40% move up, which is definitely not that bad. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Ondo. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.